It's Princy Mthombeni from SACR. Princy, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. You say Parliament has failed in its constitutional duties. Let's unpack the why. Specifically, what action or inaction by Parliament are you challenging in court? Unpack that for us.
This matter is simple. Parliament invited South Africans to participate in the constitutional review process. More than 30,000 South Africans supported SACR's constitutional review submission or campaign rather. We submitted detailed proposals to Parliament, but more than a year later, Parliament has not even acknowledged the receipt of our submission. Despite countless follow-ups and even escalation to the Speaker's office. Now, generally, it's important to clarify that SACR is not asking Parliament or forcing Parliament to consider our submission. We are merely saying we need them to account for the processes that they created, because a public participation process cannot be a symbolic thing or just a box-ticking exercise. Citizens deserve to know if this whole process is transparent and Parliament is accountable for it.
Just remind our viewers when that process was taking place so that we can understand in terms of the time frame and why you've now come to the decision that legal action is the next step.
The process started in May 2025, where the invitation was issued. And I think in the beginning of June 2025, that's when the deadline to submit our proposals was, and we did so. Then 6 months later, as SACR, we made inquiries through the committee in Parliament. They did not respond. We eventually wrote to the Speaker's office, and the Speaker's office responded to us asking for more information, which we gave them. And then the Speaker's office instructed the Constitutional Review Committee to respond to us, but they still did not respond to us. So it's been over a year now, because we are now approaching June. And so we want this whole process now to be transparent so that we know for sure that our time was not wasted when we were asked to submit our proposals.
Well, you're talking 30,000 people, if I heard you correctly, who participated in this process. That's a considerable amount of South Africans. Just very briefly, if you were to give us a summary or an overview of some of the most important recommendations or concerns or comments that was in your proposal or submission, what would that be?
The first one generally was the one that many South Africans would agree with, which is the preamble that says South Africa belongs to all who live in it. We said we want the preamble to be amended to say South Africa belongs to its citizens, united in their diversity. The second one was we wanted public services such as free healthcare, free education, social grants, etc., to prioritize South African citizens. And the third one generally was that we want minerals, South African mineral resources to benefit South African citizens. And lastly, we wanted South Africans to elect their own president and not to have Parliament electing our president, who eventually does not even account to us.
Besides the selection of the president, Princy, would you say that most of the suggestions made by the people who participated aligns to some of the issues that the protesters have been highlighting in some of the anti-immigration marches that we've seen?
Certainly, it does. And I need to correct you when you say anti-immigration. There's no anti-immigration protest. People are protesting against illegal immigrants.
I've been seeing that there's a lot of support from South Africans, from the public. That must signal how they feel, because I think within a day or two, more than 100,000 rand was raised for your court bid. That's one. And then just very briefly, where are you at in terms of this legal process now? You're saying you're taking Parliament to court. When will we see that action?
The process is in the beginning, where we are still trying to figure out which legal team is suitable for this case, because we don't want this case to be just anything that comes and goes.
I'm wondering, with over 100,000 rand raised for the legal action so far, the last time I checked, if Parliament acknowledges today or tomorrow, are you dropping the court case, and what happens to the funds?
It's no longer about just acknowledgement alone. It's also about transparency in this process. We want to know how many reviews or proposals that the Parliament received, and what were those proposals proposing. We want to know what people were saying, and if those proposals were accepted or rejected. If rejected, what was the reason behind it?